Welcome back to the Crude Project, everyone. I'm here with Ant and Kevin the 2 Cent, and as always, we've got a great episode for you guys. And
hey, we're gonna be giving our opinion on the whole CrowdStrike epidemic and what it could mean in the future.
before we get to that, if you guys enjoyed the content, please like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and let's dive into this. This would kind of be considered a conspiracy, maybe?
A little bit. Well, I mean, shit.
But,
At this point,
You know,
is it?
is it though?
Is it though?
Because, you know, a whole lot of conspiracy stuff has been coming out as facts nowadays. So, can things be said as conspiracy nowadays? I don't know.
I think
Let us know in the comment section what you guys think. But
I think this one's a little too close to history repeating itself.
agreed. And speaking of history,
Too many dots connecting too.
Yeah. Oh
bro,
yeah.
way too many dots connecting, bro.
We're out here doing a whole. Well, what's that? What's that? Light bright. Remember that back in the day? Light bright.
Light bright.
Light bright.
Huh? I don't know about this light bright thing.
What?
What's a light bright?
Is where you would there was a board and it had a bunch of pegs and you would like put like colored pegs and it would light them up and it would make a picture
Oh,
light bright?
Okay, I remember.
connecting
I just-
dots. Sorry, it was a really bad analogy. You know what?
Yeah,
It's fine.
Connect the
It's
dots.
fine. Got it.
Low game. Connect
Next
the
time,
dots.
just don't say anything.
Yeah, I'll remember that. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and cut my mic off. That's fine. Let's go.
Cut his mic off. Get out of here.
I'll see myself out. You see me grab a box of Light Bright as I walk out. Taking this with me. People, don't you ask me your minds for nothing.
Oh man. Okay. Anyways, guys. So let's dive into this conspiracy, not so conspiracy theory. I'm not sure. For people that may not know what the hell is going on with CrowdStrike, or you know what happened with all the blue screens, well, yeah, we had that historic outage.
Biggest in the history of
Yeah.
ever.
It was related to
An update?
Windows.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just Windows. It just hit Windows.
Mhm.
Oddly.
It was just Windows. So apparently Microsoft outsources their security for everything Windows related to this one company, which is really, really, really freaking weird. I mean, bro, why would you, like, where's the redundancy in that? How can you leave everything to one company, and if something happens to that, you're cooked?
And we saw
that's
that.
kind of what happened.
It's exactly what we saw.
CrowdStrike is the company that they rely on all of their cybersecurity and security in general for all of their OS systems, everything Windows related. So someone pushed a software update apparently, and that software update it's a lot more in depth than what I'm saying. I'm just giving you guys the gist of it. Okay, someone pushed a software update. And that software update apparently triggered a virus payload that was apparently already in the OS system of Windows.
First suspicion.
Yeah. And that is the reason why it caused global outage.
Just to think that there's one
Now-
company that controls the security, not just for the U.S. This is a global thing.
Yeah.
Why? It took down planes, banks, 911 calls,
Yeah. Any emergency services. Yeah. Yeah.
computers. Like there were so many
you
people who work
name
from
it.
home who were just like, oh, free day.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you name it. Like, there's so many sectors of the workforce and non-workforce that were affected by this. So it was insane. I was talking to this one person who happens to be from India, and this person was kind of making a joke saying, you know, this happened and in India as well, and all the Indian people, you could see them just standing around with their arms crossed and looking at blue screens. He was like, she was like, imagine a country of over 1 billion population and like, you know, a shit ton of those people just standing around looking at blue screens. Not a good look. Not a good look. And I was like, whoa.
Not a good look.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the meme guy.
The guy. Yeah.
Well,
So
what do I do now?
that's kind of what happened. Anyway, so it's really hard apparently to retrieve the files or retrieve the corrupted data because of the BitLocker system that is installed in all the OS Windows operating systems. That's one of the reasons, because apparently BitLocker will, it's absolutely horrendous. When something goes down and you have BitLocker enabled, you're done for.
Done for. Dunzo.
Just it's near impossible, just about impossible. But there's a lot more to this than just outages happening and a software update being pushed and a virus.
It was kind of in a
triggered.
really, really convenient time.
It was, wasn't it?
It was
It was kind
right-
of like one after the other,
Yeah.
back-to-back events that happened
Very
right
much.
after a certain event
of a potential assassination of a former president.
named Donald Trump.
Kind of really weird. Right after is when the CrowdStrike update went out
Mhm.
and everything got pushed. And prior to that, somebody that also owns CrowdStrike
Right.
through another company shorted his own stock.
Austin, what was it?
Austin Investments or something like that.
And yeah, so
Shorted heavily on his stock
I'm sure you guys know.
hours prior to his
I think it's Austin Wealth Management.
Austin Wealth Management.
something along those
So
lines, which
their
is
their stocks got shorted somewhat a day. Was a day?
hours.
Hours.
It was hours prior, I believe, to his actual rally that happened
Yeah.
days before the convention was to happen,
Yeah.
and then right after, with the whole potential assassination attempt and all of the wild things that were coming to fruition
Mhm.
after that. Well, now a lot of that information could potentially just be gone
Right.
because this whole outage could have caused a lot of information to be lost.
Right.
They had to revert back. Data couldn't be saved. Who knows? I mean, it was a massive window, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, what? How convenient." Kind of weird. Like Kev said, let's connect the dots. That's kind of really strange.
Yeah. I mean, historically speaking, right? CrowdStrike was also affiliated with a certain person named Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, whenever you mention this family's name, I get this feeling that we're being watched.
I mean, the video already got flagged. That's it.
Probably. I don't know.
We're done. The AI just went. What'd they say? The AI just picked up on that, and now it's going to listen for the next few words. And unless
Oh
it's
my
something
God.
nice coming, they're going to be like, Crude. Yeah, take that one down.
Yeah.
Take that one down.
So, guys, you see what our point here. So, when we share something that is of probably importance here, right, and informative, and maybe more people should know about it, but we get shadow banned or potentially flagged or potentially even taken down. It just goes to show you that you guys need to share the content more. You guys need to
Definitely.
push the content, like and subscribe, and just make sure that this is being seen by more people, because we're constantly getting shadow banned, throttled, and just not getting through to the algorithm. So anyways, but historically speaking, right, CrowdStrike involvement with Hillary Clinton. So I'll read this for you guys, because this gives a pretty good synopsis of what the shindig is. Here you go. So let me see if I have this CrowdStrike story straight. When Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State, she was illegally funneling sophisticated weapons through Libya to terrorists in the Middle East in an effort to take out Assad in Syria for Israel. When the weapons transfer went sideways and the U.S. ambassador was killed in Benghazi, it was discovered she was using an illegal private server for secret communications. She destroyed the server, but not before its contents were leaked by WikiLeaks, including communications about bizarre occult rituals and inexplicable code words involving children and pizza. Y'all can guess what the hell that means. And then instead of investigating the leak themselves, the FBI relied on CrowdStrike investigations that falsely claimed the server was hacked by Russia. The FBI cleared HC despite admitting she broke the law and launched the Russiagate investigation, using more fake Clinton campaign disinfo to Trump to Russia to get a FISA warrant and spy on Trump while leaking dirt to the press to undermine first his campaign, then his presidency. When Trump had a call with Zelensky and asked about CrowdStrike, a whistleblower falsely claimed quid pro quo and launched the first impeachment to stop Trump's inquiries. It was in the midst of this impeachment trial, by the way, when Event 201 took place. Not sure what Event 201 is.
Yeah,
Let us know what Event 201 is in the comment section. Maybe it's the J6. I'm not sure. Fast forward to 2024. Trump is dominating Biden when he miraculously survived a deep state orchestrated assassination attempt 2 days before the RNC. 2 days later, CrowdStrike causes the biggest computer network crash in all of history, knocking millions of corporate and government systems offline for hours. Now, keywords there: corporate and government. Okay? And then, other than the fact that BlackRock owns CrowdStrike and a BlackRock affiliated investment firm placed millions of dollars betting against DJT in the hours before the assassination attempt by a shooter who was featured in a BlackRock promo, did I miss anything?
That's a lot. That was a lot to kind of...
It was a lot to read and it was a lot to kind of digest, but...
Pretty much the gist of what they're saying is a lot of people have heard that the Benghazi incident, and that term has just been used, but not a lot of people knew the inside of it. So Hillary Clinton was directly tied to a Benghazi incident that ended up having a U.S. official killed in the sideways trade, and in the midst of that, WikiLeaks found code words and other things that were related to, rituals, pedophilia activity,
right.
The whole pizza party, and that started to come out, and that was all like
the Russian
swept
dossier.
Yep, and that's all was swept under the rug because our own agencies decided we are not going to investigate this. We're going to hand this over to CrowdStrike, a non-government agency, to investigate the death potentially from server-related information of a U.S. Was it an ambassador?
Yeah, U.S. ambassador.
That doesn't add up. That doesn't make sense. To then find out, oh yeah, the Russians they hacked this. This is they got it. Yeah.
It's always the Russians, huh? It's always the first point of contact that they want to point the fingers
China,
at.
Russia, China's over there sitting there like,
and now
I don't even know who CrowdStrike is. What are you saying?
Right, and now they're even they're adding Iran into the mix too.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, it's Iran. Whatever the hell happens, it's either Iran, Russia, China.
Exactly. Oh, 100%. Yeah. It's feeling very 2001 again. It's very, very 2001.
And we all know what happened in 2001. So if you guys are still in the dark about that, may God help you.
There's no way. There's no way.
Because, yeah.
They're even saying the same spiel. So, Iran has mass weapons of destruction. Hold on. I've heard that before.
Yep.
They said they wouldn't have it anymore. And now they're within weeks of I heard that. I heard that once before. We need to make sure that they don't. Whoa, I heard that once before.
Yeah.
And, what ended up happening? We ended up going crazy amount of decimation, and we got oil. As we always end up taking.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the oil.
Yep. Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
You get oil, straight to jail. You don't get oil, straight to jail.
We're here to spread democracy and take oil.
What was that Key and Peele skit?
Oh, yeah, we're there in Africa. Yeah, we need help. Sorry, I can't do it. We have oil.
Operation, what was that? Operation Silver Eagle? Golden Eagle?
Apaches flying over top. Welcome to the United States. Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, no, this is it's all kind of getting fishy. We're just gonna keep connecting dots as we just keep cruising through this.
So that was the kind of like a precursor story
Yeah.
of CrowdStrike. You were
Exactly.
telling us a more current.
Right. So the more current
Agreed.
is the fact that now, after
Mm-hmm.
the Trump assassination went through, and we're seeing so much of the attempted assassin who is involved with, like you said, with BlackRock just comes up. So they're involved with BlackRock in a promo. They're owned by CrowdStrike. I want to say CloudStrike every time. CrowdStrike, same company, shorted the stock, and now all of a sudden everything is going down for hours. It's a lot of free time
It is
for
a lot of
things to
free
go
time.
down.
So that's where you gotta like kind of take a step back and look at things from a third person perspective. Almost put yourself in a, I would say, bird's eye view type of thing, and see where everything is, and from that view, kind of connect the dots, right? And when you start connecting the dots,
You kind of realize you never left the room.
right?
You're in the
Because-
same room the whole time.
Because the thing is, the whole CrowdStrike. What was the what's the benefit of CrowdStrike? Let's just say this was hypothetically speaking, because we don't know, right?
Of course.
And it's conspiracy, right? So let's just say hypothetically speaking, this was planned. Well, what's the benefits if they planned this? Well, the benefit is everything from A to Z precursor, and everything from the
Current.
Trump assassination exactly.
Till now could be gone.
So this could mean that all the communication between whoever was or wasn't behind the Trump assassination, all the communication, all the documents, all the data, anything you can think of, every personnel that was involved in it or wasn't involved in it, all of that with this could mean wiped off,
Yeah,
wiped out.
gone.
And what are the chances that this happens literally, a day or two after, when all the investigation is being pushed?
Yeah.
And they're like, so just stop and think for a second. Because like,
It's weird.
it's very weird when they want to say, when they want to have this CrowdStrike for a few hours. So if I were a betting man, they probably did this to crash everything, give the parties that were behind this enough time to get rid of all the evidence,
Hot dumping that stuff.
and then bring back everything online. It's not that they brought things back online, but it's more so of like they realized it's way too much data, probably. It's way too much info that they can't possibly get rid of everything, also taking into consideration the redundancy for all of that data. So they were like, the only option is to get rid of it permanently. And with this method, they crashed everything and got rid of it permanently, because all of that data is now corrupted and all of that data is now not retrievable. They got to start all of those servers from scratch. They got to put in new ones blank. That means a whole lot of money was also lost, and that will create another opportunity for a mass deployment and investment into a whole bunch of new servers. So that would mean watch Congress pass another bill or whatever and say, oh, we're investing this much money into AI or cybersecurity. And then that money is going to go, all that money is going to go back into repairing damages for all the servers and all the computers that went down.
Yeah, that was
when
a
crashed.
big loss of money. That was probably billions of dollars in just a few hours. Because I mean, there was so much: planes, healthcare, 911, emergency services, regular businesses, corporate, government. I mean, you name it, dude. So many places were like just done for a few hours, and just in some data centers alone, just a day is millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. And you think of hours across the globe, that's wild.
Yeah. And what was it? I think we mentioned this in the beginning, didn't we? Linux and...
No, it was only on Windows. So this was a Windows-only issue. So
Yeah.
Mac and Windows didn't get affected by
No,
this.
Mac and Windows did. Mac and Linux.
Oh, I'm
didn't
sorry.
get
Mac and
affected.
Linux. Yeah, Mac and Linux were the only two that didn't. Which I mean, I think there's probably
They-
other random software or OSs, but yeah.
Yeah, they run on completely separate OSs, and that's why they were not affected. So anything that was Windows,
Yeah.
they're cooked. And yeah,
A lot
Windows,
of probably a lot of other agencies are probably thinking of now maybe we should run another OS. Like there were so many planes that just couldn't go anywhere.
bro.
And think they all run off Windows? Bro. That's a big thought. You know what I mean? Like we're like, "Ooh."
Now, when you think about that, right? It's crazy how when that happened, right? I there was a thought in my head. I was like, okay, because what this one person did when they did finish their analysis of this, right? They said that this was something that was already embedded.
Oh,
in
you
the
mean
OS.
the virus that
Yes.
that caused
So what
all
are
of the blue screens?
Yeah. What are the chances that this was something that was more so of a test run that they were also kind of aiming for? They were like, you know what? Let's do this and see how they react. See what we can achieve with this. And when the time comes, maybe around like, oh, I don't know, November 5th, we can cause it on a much greater scale, on a much more severe level, in a much more successful manner.
Dude, the possibilities, honestly, at that point could be endless. Because, like, just to note a few things, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to dive into it because I want to dive a little bit into the individual at the assassin. There's a few things that kind of don't make sense, but to think like, well, if they did something on a major scale, we already know that a digital currency is right around the corner.
Yep.
Wow, how convenient would it be? Take everything down, guys. We can't. We gotta switch to this. Weird, right?
Right. Weird.
Things start to go out and panic. All of a sudden, major events are shut down. Oh, we have to do martial law because, oh, things happened again. Weird, right? Be weird, right? We can't. I don't want to fearmonger and I don't want to scare people, but I mean, you got to start connecting dots, and you have to think of what if, and it's just a little weird.
The possibilities.
It's too many things that are coming together, like you stated, like the past and the present of CrowdStrike, and there are the sole individuals who run a global security system. And did you see his interview with NBC News?
That's the other thing.
My man was about to die of a stroke.
Let me
he
give you
made
guys-
through like 2 minutes, and after they asked for the update,
I want you to, you might do this better. I want you to kind of like portray how he was in the interview. This was the CEO of CrowdStrike when he was questioned on a news channel. I
It was
believe
NBC.
it was
NBC,
NBC.
yeah.
Yeah. They asked him about what the hell happened with the blue screens, the CrowdStrike, the failure that happened. You know, what can you give us? What can you tell us? And you know, can you what can you say about this? Why did it happen?
So the specific question he got right prior was, why does CrowdStrike, why are they the only individuals
Yeah.
who when one push update could push and do all of this? Why is there no other redundancy? She used that word. And he goes, well, we're at CrowdStrike, excuse me.
Grab the water bottle.
Sorry.
When I say this was literally him shaking like a feather, and like you could see the life like going like
He started to go
like,
pale.
bro, you could see the life escaping his
The amount of stress he probably had on his shoulders at that time was understandable. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He literally almost put the world on an IT level of a halt.
Yeah.
Well, not him, but in a sense, it was on his shoulders, right? He's a CEO.
Yeah.
He's running the game.
Yeah.
George
And
Kurtz.
what?
Sorry?
George Kurtz.
George
George
Kurtz. George Kurtz about
That's
did
the
a squirt.
CEO. George Kurtz, the CEO of CrowdStrike. Cloud. See what you
See
did?
what I'm saying?
CrowdStrike.
It sounds better. They need to change their name.
Right.
They need to change
I
it.
saw something funny though.
Yeah.
The only airline that didn't go down, or one of the airlines that didn't go down, was Southwest Airlines because they're running Windows 3.1.
Stop it.
What?
3.1. I think it came out at like 80 something or
3.1?
I'm surprised it wasn't Spirit.
Right? Spirit don't even run up an OS. They write everything down by hand.
Stop it.
Flight 74. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Flight 72. You on this list? You got to find your name. You can't read it.
I got another point to make, okay?
April,
and this one?
April 6, 1992. That's when Windows 3.1 came out.
1990. That shit is older than me.
That shit is older than dirt.
Oh, well, hold on now. Hold on now. Wait a
That
minute.
shit came out when Jesus walked.
God damn.
Anyways, so yeah, CEO of CrowdStrike literally in panic mode because he
was
probably knew,
sweating.
bro. He probably knew
What was happening?
Oh, another thing, right? Another thing. I just want you guys to kind of keep your eyes and ears peeled back for this and open for this, because here's what I predict. I predict that in the coming months and maybe even year or years, but maybe not years, honestly, we're probably going to see a whole lot of mysterious deaths happening.
Well, that already happens. What do you mean? Elaborate.
I know, but I mean, as a result of what the hell's going on right now, we're probably going to see
a couple of people doing some investigations. Couple of people who kind of know some things may no longer know some things. He fell down and had a heart attack. I don't know what to tell you. Gabagoosh.
Because you know what I'm saying. Because I mean, if you're 6 feet under,
You can't take dead man tells no tales.
dead men tell no tales.
They're gonna commit suicide by shooting themselves in the back of the head twice.
Yep. Kirk Cobain would have been proud.
You know, here's God. Why you gotta go there?
I gotta slide him in every now and again. But hold on. Before we get any further, I wanna kind of
Hold that thought because
holding it.
I still want to make this one more statement
Got it.
that is kind of correlation to the same cybersecurity CrowdStrike thing, okay? And this is kind of crazy, okay? Some odd months ago, World Economic Forum, WEF, Klaus Schwab,
yeah.
he, in one of his little press conferences or presentations, you know what he said?
What'd he say?
In our time, and I'm paraphrasing, in our time, the greatest threat to humans and humanity is AI and cybersecurity. And we have a global historic cybersecurity
setting the stage a
failure.
little bit.
What are the chances, huh?
That's kind of really setting the
What
stage.
are the chances?
Yeah.
So this is what I mean. You gotta connect the dots. That's all I'm saying. Now go ahead with what you were saying.
All right. So we're gonna change pace a little bit.
Yeah.
Here, right. So in relation to the whole CrowdStrike, BlackRock, but the assassination and the individual Mathew Crooks. So we're kind of switching gears a little bit here.
Yeah.
But they're all still related. So stay focused here. So the individual Mathew Crooks, we want to dive a little bit about him, who he was, and some very interesting facts about him. Now, those who know, yes, he was in a promotion video, not as a star, but he was in the video that BlackRock, because BlackRock owns pensions for like schoolings and things like that, and they're like a funding for it. So he was involved in the video, just in it, in one of the classrooms. People were like, that's weird, connecting dots.
Yep.
Moving forward, he evidently had information being pinged to him from a building very, very close, if not inside, D.C., adjacent to an FBI building.
What are the chances?
Weird. Now, this individual lives in Bethlehem, PA.
Yeah, which is what, a shit town?
It's not a shit town, but it's a very poor blue-collar town, right?
Okay.
If you're from Bethlehem, I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk down about your town, but it's not a up and coming town. It's not a hustling and bustling. You know what I'm saying? It's like Allentown, Bethlehem. There's other areas around that. It's a little bit of a lower income.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there are people everywhere that have a higher income that live, and they have a lot of land or whatever. But Bethlehem is not somewhere where you would find people of, like, a lot of wealth on a very
Status.
very
Whatever.
big status. You know, not like somewhere near like Arlington or around to live near DC.
You don't have your politicians living there. And
Right.
yeah.
Right.
You don't have millionaires or billionaires living there. Anyways.
So kind of weird to have him now getting information from his cell phone that they now cannot get into. The FBI cannot get information off of a 20-year-old's cell phone. Strange. Very strange. The FBI themselves, maybe they should have gave it to CrowdStrike. Maybe they could have found out.
Nah, they would have just crashed his
Right.
phone.
Jeez Louise. And not even to mention all the other things that he did during the event, right? We're not even going to discuss that. There was a hearing done where I believe it was an individual of the Secret Service or the FBI, one of the heads of those, was questioned by a senator. He was a former sniper.
Yep.
And he's been doing a lot of this. And he asked some questions because it was things that were found that the home of Mathew Crooks was spotless clean. Now, look, you can be a clean individual, but he specifically said the home looked like a medical lab.
Yep.
Who is that? Now, granted, look, there are people who have, OCD or something like that, or something like, and they would be very clean. But to this meticulous level shows a clean, right? Like a clean up, rather.
Right.
So again, you have to connect these. It's just weird, right?
Agreed.
The individual who had relations, which we believe, to BlackRock, that also owns CrowdStrike, that also has affiliation to Clintons,
That also shorted the stock.
that also shorted the stock for Donald
Austin,
Trump,
whatever. Wealth management.
the wealth management. It's just, my gosh, it's too many random events that are just coming. And we all know Trump is very, very much against Clinton, and Clinton is very much against Trump, as they show on the TV. You know, they've butted heads many times in other various ways.
Yep.
It's just really, really weird. And one of the greatest things that I saw was this is the only event CNN has done live like this. Why would you do a live event of Trump's rally
and place videographers and photographers up and close as if to capture certain something that's going to happen?
It was just really weird for them to want to make a live, not record, live event of a rally. Now, they have plenty of rallies that happen, but this is evidently the very first live. Really weird. Really in a small town like Bethlehem. Why?
Right. It doesn't add up. That's the thing. None of it adds up. None of it seems like just a coincidence, because it really does not. Because there's way too many holes in the stories.
These events that are lining up. Now we have a line of events that are happening, but like the reasons of why and there's the holes we're specifically saying are not for the line of events, but more or less like why the events are happening. But there's a very, very good correlation, as we said from this tweet earlier, that can just kind of really just tie everything along. And then you just get random little branches of things. Like, why is his house so clean? Why can't they get into his phone? Why was he in a promo? Why was the stock shorted?
Yeah.
Is it why?
And if we want to be a little more comprehensive, right? Why was the head of Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle, why was she so hell-bent on not answering Congress's questions?
They don't want to. They don't want to be caught lying. It's always what it is. It's better to not answer. But when you don't answer, it's just assume of guilt.
Yeah, and then she resigned right after.
Right after, and people were so oh yeah, she resigned. Bro, for what? They didn't. She just resigned. Like in my eyes, what did that do for us?
What are the chances that she is mysteriously going to disappear?
I doubt it. In all honesty, I doubt she's going to go anywhere. She's just going to live happily ever after.
Oh, well.
she resigned, dog. She's gonna get a pension forever. You're never gonna hear her name, and she's done. She just goes, well, I guess I retire. That was it. In my eyes,
If real investigation is done and shit actually comes out, you don't think they're gonna come after
No.
her? You
I
think
have
you
no
think
faith
they're not
in
gonna?
it. No, I honestly, this is where I feel I'm at right now.
Mhm.
I feel once you're at that level, that's it. You just resign and just keep her moving.
It's a good point that you're making, because here's another thing. Here's another thing that I have a problem with, and that people are always kind of like, oh, gung ho about it, and they're proud of their representatives, and they're proud of their politicians in the Congress and the Senate and everything, right? And these are the moments that I'm talking about. The moments that I'm talking about is kind of like in these Congress hearings, Senate hearings, right? They bring in these people and they question them, like Kimberly Cheadle and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mark Zuckerberg, whatever. They question them, and then it's these moments of like, oh, did you see Congressman Jim Jordan or whatever? Did you see how he was grilling Mark Zuckerberg? Did you see how he was grilling Kimberly Cheadle? They were going bananas on them. Did you see them? Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool and all that you're doing that. You're putting. It's like when you did something wrong as a child and your parent kind of gives you a scolding. That's what it all kind of seems like to me in these hearings.
Yeah, nothing more happens.
Literally, it's just like,
you
oh,
get chewed out for 2 hours and then
Yeah.
go home. I'll take that for
This
oh,
is-
that's for
Facts, man.
that's the thing that I'm talking about. Like, that's bullshit. That's honestly, to me, it's bullshit. We have been seeing that shit so much.
it's just all it is.
It's just like every time someone is getting grilled. Okay, someone,
fines.
Yeah, Mayorkas. This
Yeah.
dude, the Homeland Security Senator. What's his name? Secretary of Homeland Security. Yeah, Alejandro Mayorkas, grilled by what's his name? Missouri Senator Josh Hawley.
Oh yeah,
This dude was going bananas on him too.
Josh
right?
Hawley lays it onto
Dog,
everybody, but that's all he does.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Josh Hawley, great job you're doing. Great performance you're putting in there. Love it.
but nothing
really
else is
do.
happening after it's
Yeah.
a problem. Like
That's the thing.
nobody's getting fined. Nobody's going to jail. They just either get impeached, resigned, but then they still have a money flow coming in somewhere. You know
Bro,
what I
they're
mean?
still in power. They still don't do jack shit. They just put it's like someone said to me a while back. They said DC, the politicians are basically the ugly the ugly people who did not make it to Hollywood. The ugly actors.
Oh yeah.
The ugly actors that did not make it to Hollywood. That's what it is. And I fully believe that
a
at this
wise
point, to
man.
be honest, because what is coming out of these grillings, or so to speak, right? It doesn't matter how much you're scolding these people and you're making them look bad on TV. What you do, what real actions you take, is what matters. Put
Yeah.
them behind bars. If they're being found of actual treasonous shit, then why are you not taking severe measurements to put these people behind bars instead of putting a clown show over there for people to just be like, oh yeah, well, see, our politicians are holding these people accountable. See how mad he was at him? He was scolding him. That means that this politician does not stand for that, and he is the right person to vote for. Get the hell out of here, bro. That shit happens all the time. It's just to protect their position. Always, bro. That's what I think.
They need to get up and throw hands with each other. That's what needs to happen. Next time we're
Imagine.
scolding, yeah. I want to see. I'm trying to think of a really old politician. I can't think of any.
It's just an extension of like the Roman Colosseum. It's a circus.
I agree.
Just
I
for
honestly
show.
do agree. It's
It
literally
is-
a show.
yeah, it's 100% for show because like you said, nothing comes of it, and that's the worst part of all this craziness that goes on. And they just say, oh, they come out, yeah, put them on, yeah, yell at them, bro. I wish.
And I bet you. And
Let me do some crazy illegal stuff and just yell at me for 2 hours. I'll take that every day.
yeah, and you know
I'm
what,
fitting to rob banks, run stop signs.
bro? I agree with your statement earlier as well that you said nothing is probably gonna come out of it because with the Kimberly Cheadle, the head of
Yeah.
Secret Service. You're right. It isn't, because that's it. That's what they wanted to show the people and have her resign, and that's it. Now she's gonna hide away quietly. Well, when that shouldn't have happened, honestly. In my opinion, if you did something like that, investigation should be going in real freaking quick.
Yeah. Oh,
and
100%.
and real quick, and she should be behind bars in my opinion.
Yeah.
And everyone else who was affiliated with her.
Because you think about it, like, oh, well, she lost her job. She's not going to. Okay. The amount of money she probably made, she was probably smart enough about it. She probably make so much money. Everything she owns is probably paid for. And the amount of money she can funnel into whatever the she wants. Real estate, stocks,
Bro, she
gold,
probably has it all.
land. She could do whatever, and she's not going to need money. She has enough resource. She was the head of FBI or what? She's so serious. The
Head of
fuck-
Secret Service.
She was the head of that.
Head of Secret Service.
She has so much like assets and ability to get in contact with whoever, dog. The Secret Service.
Right.
Oh, she could be like, yo, let me buy 6 different car washes if she wanted to be like the super lazy way.
Let's switch gears real quick, right? Because now we have a even more incompetent person than Kimberly Cheadle as our nominee for president. Come on, dog. Come on, man. Come on. You know what someone said that made sense to me? But it's logic, it's common sense. So people are saying that Biden, he made a little statement, was like, I'm not well enough to continue running.
Man, if we can't even walk, what do you
But he's well enough to continue his term. So if he's not well enough to continue running, then how is he good enough? How is he well enough cognitively still there to finish out his term? Come on, dog. Come on, man.
he's just coasting, dude. He's on cruise control.
For all we know, that man's probably somewhere
Sleep.
bro.
Slump.
Asleep.
Sleep.
Because what was it? 11 Labs?
Oh, yeah. So during the call, that when he endorsed Kamala Harris for the next blessing of the, to run for the, was it Democrats?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really bad with the whole,
Yeah.
like I said, dude, I hate them
Don't
all.
worry about it.
I hate them all.
Don't worry about it because to be honest with you, they don't even matter.
Two birds of the same feathers.
Yes. And while we're
Two
on
wings of
all
the
of this
same
shit, I'm gonna just do a comprehensive. I'm gonna encompass everything. Go ahead, but with this statement.
Oh, yeah. So during the call, when Biden evidently has COVID, so
Right.
that's why he was like, oh, I can't do it. So he's on the call and with Kamala Harris and saying, I endorse her. She's great.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's great. She's the best. Praising her all the way. She slips up and she's saying, Joe, I know you're still in the call. She says and stop. Sounds like she's going to say the recording.
Mm-hmm.
Very clearly says she's going to sound the recording. So
Yep.
she draws it back real quick and says, I know you're still on the call. Somebody took that audio, put it in what's called 11 Labs. 11 Labs is a very, very prominent AI generated voice that has like an API token. You can use it on various different applications. The audio came back as 98% accurate for AI. Now, somebody was like, okay, well, how do we know? Somebody then on real time recorded their voice and put it in, and it showed 96% human. It was like 96 or 97%. It was like 1 point something percent AI, potentially. So it was almost definitive that was not Joe.
Yeah.
It was an AI voice. Now, if he's so sick to the point to where he can't speak,
Yep.
why not say that? You know what I mean? Of course, we're probably still going to think he's dead. Because, I mean, that's what a lot of people are thinking, but that's where we're at.
Who knows? Yeah, because here's the thing. What's the dude's name? Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk said he had some sources from inside the White House that told him that Biden might be dead. Now, then a day or two or three, if I'm not sure, but basically shortly after, we see Biden climbing up the private jet heading to Washington to address the nation, apparently. And then we see him coming out of the White House, right?
Yeah,
And
when
this
he was
dude
standing by
this dude
Jill.
he was walking next to Jill Biden, and he's somehow 6 to 8 inches taller.
That dude was a giant, dude. He was like Yao Ming walking out. Like, people were putting like a line. They were like how the fuck? They were like a line across his head and her head, and it was like, what the? Hold on. She was allegedly 4-inch heels,
Yeah.
and she's like 5'6". Either way, she should have been much, much closer to Joe's height at 6 foot.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even put in Netanyahu. You've seen Netanyahu. There's another person they put 6 foot. Huh? What's the meaning of this? Why is Joe getting taller over his years? But this was way too tall. At that time when he came out of the White House and was to speak, yo, my man was on another level, literally.
Bro, Jill was like up to his shoulder. Like
Yeah.
her head was like down, like underneath his armpit or whatever. And previous pictures and previous videos of them like standing next to each other shows Jill Biden right here to his, like her head coming up to his ear.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah. Bro, where'd the extra inches come from?
My man got some new knees after COVID.
My man, bro, they took Yao Ming and they put on a mask on him and they were like, yo, I need you to make this appearance.
冰激凌，冰激凌，公众众兴奋的经济幸福，笑谢笑心谢谢。
Next thing you know, he hooping.
Yo, if Biden would have,
I'm feeling better. COVID left.
if he would have done like a cross up, like there. Hey, what's going on, America? I'd have been like,
Hey, no way.
hold up, stop.
Oh, man. But in other news, right? I wanted to address this as well. In other news, I see the hypocrisy again. Once again, I see the hypocrisy from the politicians. It doesn't. This is what I mean. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican. They're all, in my opinion, they're all
Same.
they're all same, bro. They're all the same freaking shit, man. Because like at the end of the day, they all endorse war. At the end of the day, they all endorse our innocent young men and women to go out there and do their goddamn bidding, and they're fighting, and them fighting for weapons of mass destruction, quote, you know? Because like Netanyahu comes over here and addresses the Congress. First of all, this dude has been proclaimed by the ICJ, International Court of Justice. This is the world court, bro. He's been proclaimed as a war criminal for what he's been doing in Gaza. Not like this dude kills 150 people in one bombing, and then all of those being innocent civilians, children, and whatever. And then he says there was Hamas amongst them. Bro, you just bombed a refugee camp. What do you mean there was Hamas amongst them? Okay, that goes by. Then he bombs the international food kitchen, or it's an aid.
Oh, okay.
The rockets went right through the cars, right through the vans, and then he's like, oh, that was just a mistake. 3 different vehicles, they were all a mistake. Okay. And then you got aid being dropped on the shores for the civilians, and civilians are running to grab the aid food or any packages of aid. And then you have Israeli snipers waiting for these people to go grab it, and they're sniping them. Shit like that. Or when they're telling them, hey, escape to the south or escape to the north because that area is safe. We're going to invade this area, or escape to this area because that area is not safe, and we're going to bomb that area. So these people are like running, in circles back and forth to wherever they're being told to escape to because they're going to bomb this area. And then en route, they're being bombed. So, a whole lot of shit has been seen, and taking everything into consideration, the ICJ was like, nah, bro, you're doing shit deliberately.
Did they ever send because I know they were going to make a warrant for his arrest, and the U.S. was like, if they do that, there's going to be trouble.
Yes. So the warrant is basically finalized. Now, UK, right? UK has announced that if Netanyahu ever steps foot in the UK, he will be arrested.
Oh.
Period.
Okay, let's go.
Like, okay. You got UK, one of US's closest allies, proclaiming something like that. So that means if Netanyahu ever goes to UK, London, wherever in the UK, England, Scotland, whatever, he gets arrested. Okay.
He just came to U.S. and we gave him a standing ovation, though.
And it was not a standing. This is what I mean. When I say they're all same shit, they gave him a standing ovation from the Democrats to the independents to the conservatives to everybody. Republicans, whatever you want to. Everyone was there, and they're giving him a standing ovation. And we're completely just denying the fact that this dude is a war criminal and there's a warrant for him. Like,
it's not a good look for us at all. That's really bad. And to even add to that real quick, if anyone would to have interrupted him during his speech, they were to be arrested on the spot.
And that's the other thing. And then also, he's advocating for U.S. to go to war with Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Yet again, we're doing something that we shouldn't be. Yet again, we're supposedly fighting a terrorist nation. Like, seriously? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. No, because
how long are we going to continue to?
Way too much. He hyped us up way too much. And he was just like, I know America has our back and we have theirs, and together we will fight for all dude, he was like throwing like the craziest terms out of there, like, we're gonna fight for justice and for the freedom and for the innocent people, and completely just neglected like all of the harm he's done to many innocent people.
And it's not just the Gazans, right? I'm just saying about the Gazans and the Palestinians that he's been deliberately bombing and shit. Bro, he's been doing that shit in South Lebanon. He's bombing Syria. Like, who's bombing? Which other nation? Name me one other nation, bro, that's bombing 3 to 4 other nations simultaneously, and they're getting away with it.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah. No, it's crazy. I don't understand at this level how. Well, I guess I do, because I put it in short for you.
Mm-hmm.
What are we gonna do, right?
Right.
Because we can say it, and that's probably the hardest pill to swallow, because like at this point, and I'm gonna be real honest, and some people may not be happy with what I'm gonna say, but it's just honestly, it's the truth. All the protests people are doing for Gaza doesn't do jack shit, and let me explain why. Because at the end of the day, you walked out of your house and you yelled at a couple of DC police or wherever you're at, whatever county you're at, whatever city you're in, and you yelled at them and said, "Free Gaza." Great statement. You know what I'm saying? Like, great message behind it, but what did you do? Now, there are other groups that are trying to get money, that are trying to send aid and all that, and it's just, that's good. But all the protests and things like that, and the people that they rally for it, I would...
Peaceful protest is one thing. Go ahead, finish your statement.
Even a people's protest, I would like to see, because maybe I'm ignorant to it, but I would like to see what really comes of that. What are you really getting? And again, I'm not, do it if you want to.
Yeah.
It's your right. It's your right to peaceful protest. But what is that going to, and I'm not advocating for violence. And I'm not saying, oh, well, the side effect, well, let's, go storm the Capitol. No, That's not what I'm saying. But what is it going to do? What is all of this ranting, yelling, raving? What more? Now, people could say, oh, it's going to raise awareness. Like, you can do that in so many other ways. You can do that in much activist other ways and try and find ways to actually help the people in other ways. I don't know how.
To a certain degree, I think the peaceful protest to a certain degree will raise awareness. It will persuade some people, politicians, government, justice departments, to actually, grow a backbone and start looking into this matter, like the ICJ, because it was because of the overwhelming protests all globally, and their voices being heard, I guess, because now they,
That is a good point. That is a good point, actually.
I think it's because of that, that certain actions are now being taken, obviously not by U.S., I mean,
which is
we're literally freaking sending the weapons to
to
use.
Really hurts.
But for other nations, South America, South Africa, and just a bunch of other nations. Spain is, I think, part of it, and like just a bunch of other nations that have condemned everything, and they've done their investigation. They've come to a conclusion that and all this shit is not cool, bro, and that they are guilty. Now, the peaceful protests, sure, I think it reaches ears and it motivates and encourages people to look into the matter. Now, what I don't condone is the not so peaceful protests that happened during Netanyahu's speech or whatever outside. People burning American flags, burning American flag. That's just not cool. In my opinion, that's just not cool.
No, not cool. Not good. It doesn't help your case.
It doesn't.
When you do the whole, like, there was, I believe there was one of the elected officials. I don't know if he was a senator or a congressman, and I believe it was in Wisconsin. He was showing some of the graffiti that was done, and I don't know who, or if it was people or just, some, of course, the protesters who are advocating to stop the war in Gaza are going to be blamed for it, but it was like, Hamas are coming, down with the U.S., certain things, and that all that does is paint the picture for the people who have the ability to run you out. They got more money. They can drown you out, snuff you out than anybody can to really affect you negatively. And all of a sudden, now your protest is worth nothing to nobody.
Agreed. Let's switch gears.
God, Lord, just like Fast and the Furious. We're out here switching like 19 gears or something.
Is that we can go on we can go on this tangent for a little while, but
I think we covered everything, didn't we?
Yeah, honestly, I think we did cover. Like, there's a bunch of things that we had on here, some keynotes and
we got all this.
Yeah, we touched on all of this. So instead of switching gears, I think we'll call it.
Yeah,
we'll call it an episode here.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Unless you guys have anything else to add on to or finish up.
No, I think that's it. I was gonna say sorry for this. There's a lot of. This will be a little bit of a difficult episode to follow, more or less. We tried to keep it's a lot. Just try and see if you can connect the dots a little bit.
And the reason why this episode was a little bit longer than usual episodes, and the reason why we talked about a bunch of different things on here, sure, politically, but also a bunch of different things, is because we kind of missed out on 2 weeks of recording, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah, so there was a lot that happened, and especially nowadays, bro, one after another, it's things just happening. It's just like we can't catch a break.
Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't record for like 2 weeks, and boom, so many things happened back to back to back. So we were like, you know what? Let's just do a comprehensive episode covering just about almost everything that just happened.
And here we are.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the content that we share here, if it was informative, if it was thought-provoking, if it got you thinking, just leave us your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Go over to our Spotify channel and follow us for a great commute. Listen on Spotify. And with that being said, we are out of here.
See ya.